Cross-examination. My account. Alright, so she left for school at around 8:10. About how long would it take for someone to walk from your home to the school?
Around 15 to 20 minutes, give or take.
That would mean Natsuki arrived at around 8:25 to 8:30. That pretty much matches up with what I've heard. Does she usually walk to school?
Ordinarily, I'd be going to work at around that time, so yes. I had the day off, so I was still there when she left. She just wanted to keep up routine, I guess.
Alright then, please continue. Astro Manga looking opposite and drove over to school to confront her about it. I hate to touch on a subject as sensitive to my case as this, but... Can you tell me why you were upset at the manga?
I absolutely hate the stereotypes shown in manga, not to mention that she should have outgrown that. I didn't want my daughter to be bullied at school for liking manga.
Even though you were bullying her yourself.
I know what you're thinking, and I get it. It makes me a major hypocrite. I didn't consider Natsuki's feelings at the time.
That's for sure. Why did you feel the need to drive to school to confront her about it? Couldn't it have waited until she got home?
Now that you mention it, I certainly get why. Again, I wasn't thinking straight. I suppose I just figured that as long as I had the day off, I could just handle it and get it over with. I know it's not much of an excuse, but it's all I have.
All you seem to have are excuses. You can use whatever reasoning you want, but the truth is still there. You treat your daughter terribly.
You. Mr. Mosakuyo, don't let her get under your skin. Please continue with your testimony.
Okay.
Yada yada. Press it. Talking with her friends. That friend. That would be Yuri, correct?
I suppose so. Natsuki never had her friends over, so I never really met any of them. She was about a head and a half taller than Natsuki and had long purple hair.
I can vouch for that description matching Yuri. As for why Natsuki never had any friends over, she was afraid that people wouldn't be friends with her anymore if they knew she had a monster of a dad.
Better change the subject. Anyway, did you notice anything peculiar about the scene before you got there?
Well, the courtyard was pretty empty at this time, so that I arrived. As I drove in the parking lot, there were only 3 students there, including Natsuki. I'd never been there during school hours before, but I expected more students to be in the courtyard.
That's a pretty normal thought to have, I suppose. Hold on. Mr. Mosakuyo, you said there were 3 students in the courtyard when you arrived, correct?
Well, there were when I first parked. When I got to the courtyard, there were only 2.
And did you recognize the 3rd student?
Actually, it was Monica.
What?
That's correct. I was just finished talking with him.
That's critical information. Mr. Mosakuyo, can you please amend that statement into your testimony?
Alright, if you say so.
I'm pretty sure this is a contradiction from earlier, because Monica said she left before Natsuki and he arrived, didn't she? Well, let's just keep pressing for now. I probably should have read that. How could you tell that it was those 3 in the courtyard?
Obviously, I had known the sight of my daughter from several feet away. And while I couldn't see their faces very well, I could recognize their hair color and hairstyle.
My hair does look quite attractive, doesn't it?
Is this really the time to be talking about hairstyles? More importantly, there's something about this statement. Natsuki talked for a few minutes before I gave her the manga and went back to my car. Can you go into more detail about what you talked about?
I was making points about how she shouldn't be looking at stuff meant for little kids and tweens. Natsuki countered with how I shouldn't worry about what she likes and doesn't like. And that I was embarrassing her by doing this.
Certainly what I'd say if my parents did something like that. And how long did the argument last?
I wasn't keeping track of time, but if I had to guess, around 4 or 5 minutes.
That's a long time to be arguing with someone in a school courtyard.
I'm known for being quite stubborn about my beliefs and principles. Thinking about it, Natsuki is kind of the same way. I suppose she inherited that from me. That and her feisty temper.
Feisty temper? Oh man, I probably don't want to meet her on a bad day. Every day is a bad day for Natsuki, haha. He reached his car, looked her glass breaking look behind him. What made you go and check on what happened?
Ordinarily, I probably wouldn't be concerned. Could have been just some punk high school kids drinking. But I knew the courtyard was empty, so I was concerned for Natsuki's safety.
Can you describe the nature of the glass breaking?
Not much to say. It was a loud, sharp impact. Definitely loud enough to be heard from my car, which was around 1,000 feet away.
How long did it take you to rush back?
About a minute.
That's certainly plenty of time for someone to get away from the scene without being seen. I say I was asking you something. Whoa. We didn't do this one. You need to press this. You're not done pressing. This is important, Mr. Mozokuyo. Did you see anyone else in the courtyard at the time?
Well, no, not that I could see, at least. I guess it's possible that I could have missed someone, though, especially if they were hiding. I wasn't exactly paying attention to anything other than Natsuki.
That alone doesn't help much. I need something definitive to prove the existence of a third party. I'm gonna need to think of something beyond the moment of the crime to find it. Guess that counts as a hint.
So I guess I picked up the bottle.
You guess?
To be honest, my memory is a bit hazy. I guess I was just shocked after seeing Natsuki on the ground.
I suppose that's understandable.
It's also overly convenient for your story. You just happened to lose yourself in the moment. You just happened to walk over and pick up the weapon used to attack Natsuki.
What more do you want me to say?
No need for you to say anything. We're smart enough to see through your lies.
Moving right along.
Just look at your standing in the rest.
What was your reaction to Sayori and MC restraining you? Oh, I'm off the button. There. Quit.
As Monica said, it wasn't much. I was still out of it when they restrained me. I was yelling mainly because I was confused about what was going on.
Did you know who Sayori and MC were beforehand?
I remember seeing them once or twice whenever I went to the school for conferences. I didn't know their names, though.
This is it. The key to proving Mr. Mozokuyo's innocence. I need to find one of two things here. Either something that supports Mr. Mozokuyo's claims, or something that's inconsistent with the other testimonies. I need to keep those testimonies in mind. Perhaps it can give me an opening here. Alright, so let's see. I believe it's what I mentioned earlier about him seeing Monica there when she supposedly had left by then. Mr. Manga, what was that? Confronted about it. She was talking with one of her friends. She ran away as soon as she saw me coming their way. When I was pulling into the parking lot, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica were the only ones in the courtyard. So we're going to present that Monica was there when she said she wasn't before, I believe. Recall what was said in Yuri's testimony. According to her, Monica left right when Natsuki showed up, 5 minutes before my client arrived. And yet now, Mr. Mozokuyo claims that Monica was still with her until just before he parked his car. This gives a whole new element to this case. Namely, the presence of a new suspect in the assault. It's you, Monica! You are the real culprit of this case. What's so funny?
You're seriously trying to accuse me of this crime?
Do you have a rebuttal?
How do we know that Mr. Mozokuyo isn't lying to save his own skin?
Mr. Mozokuyo hasn't brought up any sort of possibility that you're the culprit. If he was trying to pin the blame on you, he'd have mentioned it from the start.
That's not enough to just dismiss his words as the truth.
Then I have a proposal. This is how we can check if Mr. Mozokuyo's testimony is true. Well, I mean, I could present Monica again and have her testify, since she was supposedly there. Yeah, I don't think any of the evidence is actually going to do it. We've got to hear Monica's testimony. Monica, you got to say what you were doing there. just verify this.
How does that prove a thing?
Well, you can tell just by looking at it.
In other words, you got it wrong. I'd think about it some more before trying again.
Even though she's not a prosecutor, she certainly has the condescending tone of one.
You can always give up, Mr. Right. Some things are best left unknown after all.
Not today, Monica. Mr. Mosakuyo is innocent, and I know how to prove his testimony true. This is how we can check Mr. Mosakuyo's testimony is true. How can we check it, though? Have Yuri testify again? Let's see. Let me just see here. How many times of assault was that? The victim suffered 4 broken ribs and several bruises on the thorn and a broken rib. Often used to assault Natsuki, the suspect was found on the scene holding it. Well, obviously we can't question Natsuki. Okay. Well, Yuri is the one who gave the faulty testimony in the first place. Do we need to recheck with Yuri as to why? How to check if his testimony is true? I mean, I don't see any of the evidence, like, checking if his testimony is true, because, like, it wouldn't be the manga, would it? How can we check if his testimony is true? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. He saw the defendant approach Natsuki. She's like the only other one who was there who isn't unconscious. It's like,
Take that!
Yuri? Yuri's testimony.
But I gave Yuri's testimony to you.
No, I mean her in-person testimony. Since your credibility has been called into question, we should also question the testimonies that you provided.
Are you suggesting I forged its testimony?
It's a possibility that can't be ignored. Especially since you've been spotted near the scene of the crime at the time of the crime. The defense demands that Yuri be called to the stand to testify in person.
Objection!
Do you have an actual objection?
I'm afraid Yuri's testimony isn't allowed here.
Objection!
Her in-person account is necessary for this hearing!
Objection!
You don't understand. We can't have Yuri testify. That would be breaking the rules.
Rules? What rules? Hold on a second, Monica. Now that I think about it, you've been mentioning some odd things since the beginning of this trial. I never got a real chance to think about it. Until now. I heard you mumble about someone named DJ and a rule about only 3 people talking. Not to mention the strange setup of this trial, the fact that the testimonies were written out. And there's nobody besides the 3 of us here. Monica, I feel you need to tell me what's going on here.
You really want to know? Well, who am I to deny you the truth? Fine, I'll tell you. I confess, I assaulted Natsuki.
What? You! Why would you assault my daughter? You like that?
Shut up and let me explain.
Her personality, it's completely changed.
This hearing, no, this whole setup is an entry for a competition. Specifically, the Ace Attorney Online Looking Back competition.
Ace Attorney Online? Looking Back competition?
You see, Mr. Wright, you're a video game character.
What did you just say?
You heard me. You're a video game character for a series called Ace Attorney. It's been going on for around 20 years now. In the Ace Attorney games, players can play through your most memorable trials. They can present evidence, conduct cross-examinations, and investigate murders just like you.
You're lying! Why would people play a video game about lawyers?
To be honest, even I have no idea how this got to be so popular. Nevertheless, it's gathered quite the fan base.
Do you have any proof of this?
I do, but I'll get into that later. Anyway, in 2006, some people were so obsessed with their trials they created Ace Attorney Online. Ace Attorney Online, or AAO, allows people to create their own custom cases like Ace Attorney. Every so often, a case-making competition is held on AAO to fit a specific theme. This comp's theme is Looking Back. In other words, cases entered have to fit 3 themes of past case competitions.
But wait. Even if this was all true, what does it have to do with the hearing?
As I've said before, this hearing will be entered into the case comp. Everything you, Mr. Masakoyo, and I say, do, and think is all under the control of DJJ 6800. Or DJ, as he prefers to be called. He's a user on AAO who loves making crossover cases for some reason. Ironically, the one time he didn't make a crossover case is when he won a comp, but I digress.
And what about you and Mr. Masakoyo? Are you video game characters too?
Yep, we sure are. Well, except we're from a completely different game called Doki Doki Literature Club. I'll spare you the details of that game, but long story short, I fell in love with the player. And that would be you, insert name of person playing this case here.
Hallie! But wait, what does this have to do with or there being no witnesses other than Mr. Masakoyo?
Well, that has to do with the rules that DJ chose for this case to follow. One of the rules was that there can't be more than 3 people in the case with speaking roles. Bringing Yuri in to testify would be breaking that particular rule. He chose 2 other rules to apply to this case that aren't relevant to this discussion right now. Here, I have a copy of them for you.
Contest rules to the court record. Alright, hold on a second. Contest rules. A list of the rules that have to apply for this case in order to enter the contest. 3 is company, no more than 3 characters with dialogue. Short and sweet, no more than 4,000 frames to this case. And they shall not kill. Nobody dies in this case. Oh, okay. How do I know you're telling the truth?
Allow me to show you. In exactly 3 frames, you'll be teleported to the judge's chair in your old courtroom.
The judge's chair? That doesn't make any sense. And what do you mean by frames? That's not a measurement of time. What? What just happened?
I used the game's code to teleport you to a different location and back. Because this is all just a video game.
I hate to say it, Mr. Wright, but she's correct.
Mr. Masakoyo!
I was just acting this way because DJ made me that way. Heck, I'm not even a real character in DDLC. I'm just a character that people who make mods of DDLC occasionally use.
What even?
I know how you feel, Mr. Wright. I had a similar reaction when I first became self-aware, too.
What are you going to do now, Monica?
Well, I was hoping to use this case to get one step closer to entering the player's reality. But after exploring the AAO engine a little, that seems to be impossible. As such, I'll just destroy this world.
Destroy it?
You can't be serious.
I am. After all, this engine is useless to me. Yet neither of you are actually real, so it doesn't matter in the long run.
How? How can you say something like that? You'll be destroyed too!
So, there's always the DDLC mods out there. Not to mention all the other fan cases out there that you exist in. Of course, very few of those cases have the same version of you as this one does. Some have you as a prosecutor, some dead, some as a killer.
Killer? Who creates this stuff anyway?
It doesn't matter anyway. It'll all be gone soon.
No, I won't let this happen.
Oh, really? And who are you to stop me?
I'll tell you exactly who he is. He's Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
Huh? Mr. Masakoyo?
Allow me to speak on behalf of DJ for a second. You've been a great inspiration over time for a lot of people. Enough that people create fan fiction, fan cases, and fan art of you and your friends. And if anyone can find a way to stop this, it's you, Mr. Wright.
Mr. Masakoyo?
Please, call me Hideki. Now go get her.
Will do, Hideki. Monica, I won't let you delete this game.
Oh, feeling inspired after that little pep talk from a fictional character. Fine then, I'm fair. I'll give you a chance to stop me. I'll give you one last testimony on why I'll delete this game. Try and stop me if you can.